This video will demonstrate how to change the background color of a cell in an Excel workbook using the Python library xlwings. On the right, I have my blank workbook, and I will be filling out both individual cells with a red background and groupings of cells with a green background. Here you can see that I've opened the workbook on the right with the book function and selected sheet 1, which is the one currently displayed. Let's start by working with only one cell. I'll take cell C3 as our starting point. I'll capture that cell in the cell variable by using the worksheet's range function and passing C3 as a string. Each cell has a color attribute that you can access like this. Let me print out this attribute and see what it currently contains. The value is none. This is because it has no coloring on the background at the moment, as we can see on the right. Changing that color is quite simple. I access the color attribute of this cell object and assign it a tuple containing 3 numeric values, each which can be between 0 and 255. This tuple I'm passing has 255, 0, 0, which represents the color red. So let's run this cell and print out the color and see what happens on the right. We can see cell C3 now contains the color red, and printed below, we can see the tuple is now a value of our color attribute. I want to remove the color that I just assigned. It's as simple as assigning the color attribute back to none. Let's run this and print out what we see. The color has disappeared on the workbook on the right, and the attribute now states it is none. Switching to arrange now, it works exactly the same way. Let's select cells A1 through C9 and assign those cells the cells variable. I'll print out the color and see what we currently have. Right now, we have none for that range. I will assign this range's color attribute 0, 255, 0, which represents green. Let's run this cell and see what happens on the right. A bright green is now displayed, and we can see the output below the cell is 0, 255, 0. One interesting thing that I found is if I assign these cells the none value and then assign a cell within that range a color value, we don't actually get the results as you would expect. Cell C3 is now again assigned the color red, but we can see in these print statements the cell's color, the entire range of cells, overall is assigned to 0, 0, 0. It's not assigned none as I specifically assigned it at the start of this code block. It's odd to me that these are stated as 0, 0, 0 as that signifies black, not white. I'll run the cell again, but change C3's color to 0, 0, 0. And here we can see that both are printing 0, 0, 0 as the tuple contained in that specific attribute, but only cell C3 is actually black. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening here, but just something of note that I found interesting. Otherwise, that's about it, and as you can see, it's actually quite straightforward. You just access the range of cells you would like to affect, and then access the color attribute of that range, assigning it a tuple for the color you desire to be displayed as those cell backgrounds. Thank you for watching. Please let me know in the comments if this was a helpful and informative video. Please do also hit that thumbs up button if you found it useful, as it does help others find this content. And don't forget to hit subscribe so that you know when the next video drops.